Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about the 7 B's in relationships. Now I'm not talking about insects, bees, I'm talking about the 7 things that you should be in order to embrace a positive relationship. So if you're tuning in for the first time and you're seeing me, then my name is Marianne Hanson. I'm a counsellor and I'm also recently become a coach, and I'm going to be setting up my own coaching channel on YouTube as well. But for this purposes of this video, this is just for my counselling video, and I'm going to go through the 7 B's and I'm going to give a brief description. I can't remember where I got this information from, or I would give like a reference point that you could follow up, but this is just it where I got it. So the first thing is be realistic. Know what you want in your relationship. Don't be someone that is kind of like, you're not in a good place, you've got issues, you've got all sorts of baggage and things going on, but then your list of what you want is unrealistic because that person is kind of sorted. That's like someone who's got it together. You need to first work on yourself and then maybe be realistic and say, that's the type of person I want. That might sound a bit harsh, but realistically you attract who you are. That's part of it. But also, yes, someone might still want to get into a relationship with you when you're not quite where you need to be, but you also have to be realistic about what you have to offer. What are you bringing? You know, if you're going to be saying I want, what are you bringing to the table as well? Once you sit down and you look at your qualities and who you are as a person, then you're more likely to find that person really. But definitely you need to know what you want first. The second B is to be authentic. Know what you have to offer, which I've just sort of mentioned, and be what you seek. There is hundreds of things around about law of attraction, which talks to people about become the greatest version of yourself, and then you'll find that person. You won't even have to look for them, they will find you. And that's really what life's about, really, is be authentic. Don't change yourself so that someone can find the changed you or the pretend you. Just be yourself and you'll find the right person for you. Number 3 is to be open. So this is more about communication really. The amount of videos there are on communication, and this is one of the major things that people come to counselling for, couples therapy, is poor communication or communication issues. So in order for you to get through that barrier, you need to, whether it means you have to take courses on communication, whether you have to just evaluate your own communication. How do you communicate? When things bother you, do you get angry? Do you just snap? Do you lose it? Can you have a civil conversation with someone and tell them exactly what you think, or is it all about blame? So you need to understand being open isn't just about communication either. Being open is about your energy. Being open is about, you not being stubborn. You've just had an argument but you're holding a grudge, or you're just not willing to let it go. So you need to think about, as a person, how open are you? Number 4 is about being tactful. So it's saying know how to handle things properly. Just because someone has messed up and done things wrong, it's how you say it to them. The amount of times I've watched people in supermarkets or just in general where they're talking to their partner in such a disrespectful way, they might see it as being, well, that's how I talk to them, but when it's like, go over there and get that, oh, you're so stupid, what are you doing that for? Oh, you've done that again. It's tone, it's to do with what you're saying, it's to do with how you're saying it. So be tactful. You can tell someone that there's a problem, you can tell someone that you're not happy with something, but it's how you say it. So it's about having tact really. Number 5 is being flexible, and that's about knowing when to go with the flow. We all like some structure in our life. We all like to be in relationships where we plan things out, where we know what's going to happen, where we have something to look forward to, where we say, right, next year this is what's going to happen. I've even done videos on relationship goals. There's nothing wrong with that, but you also need to have some spontaneity, some go with the flow. No one wants to be in a relationship where you're planning. There's even people who plan when they're going to have sex, or plan nights where this is going to happen or that's going to happen. It can get monotonous, and boring. So be spontaneous, and just have some flexibility as well. If things go wrong, if your partner has to work and you have to cancel a holiday or something, then just go with it. You might be upset about it, but don't kind of let it influence and impact negatively on the relationship. Number 6 is be accountable. I could make a video on its own about this. Being accountable means you take 100% responsibility for what you do in that relationship. You're not blaming your partner. Your partner will obviously do things wrong, you know, we're not perfect, none of us are, but it's about being accountable is about what you've done. You know, you can't change what someone else does. You can inform them of what they've done, you can say how it's impacted on you, but you can't say to them you need to do A, B and C. You can say to them, I would prefer you to, I wish you would, I hope you'll get to the point where you want to change this about yourself. But no one can change another person until they want to change. So instead of focusing on that, you be accountable for what you do, what you say, how you feel in this relationship. If it's so bad that you can't handle it, then you say, I'm going to be accountable, I'm going to take responsibility and I'm going to leave. Because, you know, rather than staying and then moaning at that person, you're the reason I'm unhappy, you're the reason that this relationship isn't working well, you can leave, you don't have to stay. But if you're staying and expecting that person to change when they're not ready to, then that's not you being accountable for you in the relationship. And the final thing is to be patient, know when to wait. It says, often we want to rush through the preliminaries to get to a desired conclusion. It's important to recognise when a potential relationship is worth the effort, to take a step back and wait for things to develop. This is something I've had to learn in dating. When I dated previously, I would want the person to ask me out after the second date, and that did usually happen, but that's because I was giving off that energy. You know, I want this to be a relationship, you know, we've only been on 3 or 4 dates. Let things happen at their natural pace. Be patient. If someone really likes you, then there's nothing you have to do, because that chemistry is already there and the path is already set. The person is going to ask you out, the person is going to ask you to marry them eventually, if that's what they want. If that's not what they want, then there's nothing you can do to change it. So when you're patient and when you also believe in what's meant to be, then you don't have any like fear or anxiety, because you know that what's going to happen is meant to happen. So guys, let me know what you think about the 7 B's in relationships. I'm not going to go through them all again, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave your comments. Please feel free to like, to share, to subscribe. I really appreciate all my subscribers this year, and I'm hoping in the new year I'll be able to make better videos, I'll get better equipment, I'll just continue to provide you with videos that you enjoy and topics that you engage in. So thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and I'll speak to you all soon. Have a really good Christmas. Bye.